Lovely. Really lovely to see you all this morning. Do give a shout if you can't hear it all. I think you're all on mute now, so just make sure you unmute yourself, yeah, at any point you need. Let me just put myself to the screen. There we are. That's it. Lovely. Yeah, lovely to see you all. May the class begin. So we're all in a comfortable seated position. Just kind of shuffle around a bit. Make sure you really feel anchored down on your sit bones. And then just a few breaths to lift your spine up, to draw up through the spine. And just create a bit of space between the base of the spine and up on the crown of the head. So as if you were a piece of elastic, you're looking to just elongate the space between those 2 points. And holding that space and letting your eyes shut and letting your breath enter into the space within you. Letting go of that sense of effort and having to create sensation, feeling, perception. And in these few breaths, letting yourself observe, witness, and be present to your sense of self. As if you were greeting a friend, listening to a friend. Giving that friend permission to express, to be. And if, when, in your practice this morning, you notice that the mind jumps in and wants to control your reactions, wants to typecast them or airbrush them, just honouring whatever you are feeling, expressing, knowing it will pass. Eyes opening again. And bringing your left hand over to the right hand side of the skull and just allowing your skull to tip to one side. Do you feel that sense of stretch through the neck? Allowing this right shoulder to drop a little bit, so you're really opening up that line through the neck. Letting that hand come down, right hand over to the left hand side of your skull, just easing the skull over. You start to feel that line, allowing the left shoulders drop. Also allowing your left hip to drop. You may notice it wants to lift up as the skull comes over. Now letting go of the skull there. Now the chin coming into the little hollow, that little dip in the base of the throat. And again, allowing your shoulders to relax downwards there. And then chin tipping skyward. Keep the gaze soft here. Allow your jaw to open. And then we'll open and shut the jaw a few times. And then the skull nice and level again, drawing up from the base of the spine. And a deep out breath through the mouth. Okay, knees coming up towards one another now, and stretching out your legs out in front of you, toes flexing up towards the ceiling. In breath, your arms are going to float up. Now, once you're there, just take your arms out, flexing the wrists away from you, out to the sides of the body to shoulder height. You can keep the palms flexed up there, let the shoulders relax, belly to spine. Take the palms up towards the ceiling. Now, in breath, palms will float up. And out breath, you're going to reach forward into the space in front of you. Keep reaching into the space in front of you, and then let your arms come to drop either sides of the feet. How much can you relax your shoulders here, even if it goes against that habit of reaching forward? Let the shoulders relax. And I'd like you to take your gaze over to your right shoulder, out behind you maybe. Then over to the left shoulder, and again out behind you, that's comfortable. Back to your center line, looking inwards into your belly now. And in breath, we'll lift up the arms again as the spine comes to rise. We'll take the arms up above the head. Out breath, back and into the heart. And from the heart, coming around and onto all fours. So you're arriving on your mat, you're on all fours, nice neutral spine here. Out breath, take your pelvis back towards your heels, stretching out along the spine. And in breath, coming forward onto all fours, through between the shoulders. And out breath, easing back again to the heels. A few rounds here, going from one to the other. And we'll put the hands into the equation now. So as you ease back towards your heels, the fingers will lift. So you're just balanced on the heel of the hand. Fingers stretched out. Then coming forwards, in breath, the heel of the hand will lift. Back again, fingers lifting as pelvis touches the heels. And the heel of the hand lifting as you ease forward. Do one more round. and arriving back onto all fours. Now join up your belly so you're really feeling supported in your core. And in breath, your right arm can float up. Keep your gaze forward. Out breath, take your right arm round and to the side of the body, palm facing up. In breath, take your palm round, palm facing down as it reaches forward. Out breath, bringing the palm down. In breath, left arm floating up in front of you. Out breath, take the palm, left palm round to the left side of the body, the palm facing up. In breath, back round in front of you. And out breath, back down. One round more each side. In breath, arm up. Out breath, around. In breath, in front. And out breath, down. Left side. In breath. Out breath. In breath. Out breath. In breath, right arm up, left knee up. Out breath, both down. Other side, in breath. Out breath. First side, in breath. Out breath. Other side, in breath. Out breath. This time we're going to not bring the knees down in between. We're going to take them into the core of the body. So in breath, you can stretch out the leg this time. Out breath, into the core. The elbow comes in, the knee lifts up. We'll do one more lifting out. In breath. Out breath. One more. In breath. Out breath. And arriving back down onto all fours. A bit of movement through your pelvis before we do the other side. And onto the left arm, right leg. In breath. Out breath. The third round. And both hands down. So pelvis back towards your heels now and stretching out along the length of the spine, arms stretched out in front of you. Two more rounds of breath. And coming through into Cobra and then back to your heels now. For a few rounds, start to slide forward. Your pelvis is high, the chest is low. Breathing into Cobra, soft shoulders. And out breath, easing back to your heels. In breath, pelvis high, hips low. So I meant to say shoulders low then, that was a bit confusing. Out breath back to the heels. We'll do one more. Sliding through. And in breath, lifting up and onto your knees. In breath, a big circle through the arms. Rotate your palms at shoulder height. Let them lift up. Out breath, palms out, either sides of the body, flexing out your fingers as they lift down. Another in breath. And one more. Left arm coming down over to the right side of the skull, easing over the skull to the left. Drop that right shoulder down. Lifting back over. And right hand over to left side of the skull. Coming back over. And a big circle now up through the arms. Palms are apart from one another. Now belly to spine. We're going to come down, hands to the floor. And we're working with the core here. So the arms are following the spine and the pelvis. Try not to let them drop too far forward. Keep the spine working and the arms are just attached up to the shoulders as you come down. Lifting up again from the core. Arms attached to shoulders. All the way up and back into a gentle back bend. And arriving back down again. Lifting back up. And coming forward. Take your time coming down. Take a resting breath also when you arrive on the mat. And then keeping the flow, drawing back up, keep using your core to support that lift through the spine. Lift up and back into a gentle back bend. And then taking your hands down and to the floor in front of you. So toes tucking under now, right underneath, so you can tip yourself back and into standing. Walking your hands back in and into a forward fold. Look out into the space between your knees, out behind you, the next breath. And then starting to roll your spine up and letting your arms float up as the spine lifts. A big in-breath and into your out-breath, back to the heart. Stepping your feet quite wide apart now. In breath, right arm will lift up and you'll take the right arm over to the left hand side, the left arm sliding down the left leg. Come back over, left arm up and over. Left arm down. Now rotate your right foot so it's facing away from you. In breath, your right arm will lift up to the side of the body, left arm sliding down the back leg. Reach forward with your left arm. Belly to spine. Right arm coming down, rotate the feet so they're parallel. Then left foot's coming out to the side. In breath, left arm up. And your right arm is sliding down the back leg again. Left arm coming down, rotate your feet to parallel with one another. So pigeon toe, walk your feet in now a little bit. So they're going to be hips width apart from one another. And there, in breath, taking a big circle through the arms again. Now, as you breathe out, your left knee is going to lift up into the core. So you'll come into balance on the right foot. The arms will come down, left knee up. In breath, arms stretch up, left knee down. Onto the right hand leg. Right knee comes down, up, as the arms come down. Arms lift up, right leg down. The other side, left knee up. And over to the right knee. Both arms reaching up, and we're coming to a gentle back bend here now. Arms coming around to the base of the spine. To support your spine there, lift up and into the spine. And your chin is lifting up to the ceiling, and we'll open and shut the jaw there a few times. And then rolling your spine around and into a forward fold. Deep out breath through the mouth in your forward fold. Into a twist now, a standing twist. Left hand will come over to the right leg or in front of the right foot, wherever you want to plant it. Right arm will lift up. Right arm will float down in front of the left foot or onto the left leg. Left arm will float up. Left arm will come down. Now catch hold of the back of your legs wherever you want to, either hands on the calves, crossing the arms and sliding them down the legs. We'll take a few breaths in forward fold here. Letting go of the arms and lifting all the way and standing. Lift up through the spine, the arms will float up. And out breath, you'll arrive back and into the heart. Put your eyes shut as you arrive in standing, hands at the heart. Feel your feet. An awareness of the pelvis, the base of the spine. Awareness of the crown of the head. Awareness of your breath flowing between those points, your energy moving between those points. And the space around you. and eyes opening again. And we'll step forward onto the front of the mat. So standing at the top of your mat, lifting up the toes so you're balanced on the balls of the feet, then dropping the toes down, drawing up through the spine, and in breath, your arms floating up. Out breath, come into a forward fold, however you feel to come this morning. Just take your time to get there. The spine relax with that pull of gravity downwards. Now keeping your shoulders back, soft, drawing them back off your spine forward. Lift up through your core. And out breath, we're going to step back either into down dog or into plank. Take your pick there, which way you want to go this morning. Allowing your hips to lower. We'll take one more round of breath. And then we'll all drop the knees down. And with the knees drop down, pelvis will come back and up. So you're stretching out along the spine with the pelvis high. From here, we're launching into cobra. So you'll put a bit of bend in the elbows. The chest will keep low, low, and the legs can slide back. Breathing into cobra. And breathing out into down dog. Look your feet in a little bit if you need to in down dog. Ease down into the heel of the hands to allow your spine to draw towards the fronts of the thighs. And the head can just relax down between the shoulders. In breath, looking forward, and your feet will come towards the top of the mat. Take your shoulders back as you offer your spine forward again, and then out breath, folding. Coming to rise, lifting up, and out breath back and into the heart. Another in breath, lift up and into the heart. And out breath, again finding your way into your forward fold. Remember to keep your shoulders soft here as you come down. So a little lift through the shoulders as you fold. Keeping the shoulders soft, offering the spine. And again, either down dog or plank. Keep easing back into your heels if you're in plank, if you're in down dog, whatever version. Keep easing down into the heel of the hands, so both heels, not just heels of the feet. Both versions. Then either dropping down onto the knees again, else starting to lower the body down in your plank. And we'll all arrive on an in-breath into cobra. An out-breath, easing up and back. Into down dog, adjust your feet in. Heel of hand to the floor to draw up into your spine. Your next round of breath, heels are lifting high, you're looking forward, and the feet will come to the top of the mat. Shoulders soft, off of the spine. out breath, folding. Root down into your feet as you lift up. Lift up into your heart. And out breath, hands to the heart. Into another round. Lift up into the heart as the arms circle up. And out breath, going with the flow of gravity down and into your forward fold. Soft shoulders as you offer the spine. And then down dog or plank. Now heels of the hands and both, heels of the feet and both. Easing back into the heels of the feet, easing down into the heels of the hand. On an out breath, either the knees come down and you're easing your pelvis up so you can move into cobra. Otherwise, out breath, lowering down to the floor. In breath into cobra. And out breath back and to the floor. In breath, arms coming out behind you, palms are up, and the legs will lift, the palms will lift. Next round of breath, and the hands will come out to the side of the body, the legs coming down. This time, in breath, palms coming around to the sides of the body again, legs lifting up, palms lifting up, and we're now scooping the palms up and out in front of us, breathing in, coming back again, out behind us, breathing out, in breath, through, out breath, back out. One more. And palms coming down to the mat. Let the head relax down and just letting your pelvis tip upwards, a bit like your caterpillar. Little movement through the pelvis. And arriving down onto the belly. Right arm stretching out to the side of the body in a T shape, the palm is up. You're rolling over onto that right shoulder. And your left foot is stepping behind the right leg. You can just keep the legs stacked there. Left arm lifting up. And easing the left arm out behind you. You can just let that arm just float in the air. You can reach down towards the left hand, right hand, whatever you feel to there. You can just drape the left arm over the sides of the body. A few breaths. And rolling back over onto the front of the body. Left arm out to the side, the palms up. And you're rolling onto the left side of the body, bend the right leg or else keep the legs stacked. And right arm floating up. Start to take the right arm out behind you, either towards the left hand or else just draping it around the body, letting it hang in space. And the next breath, right arm coming over. And you're back onto the front of the body now. Hands underneath the shoulders. In breath into a slow cobra. And out breath, we ease our way back to the heels, arms stretching out in front of you. And you may want to take your knees a little wider apart here to start to open into the hips. Forward coming down. Walking your hands back up now, we're coming into a twisted child. So left arm comes underneath the right, coming down onto the left temple. And we stretch out the right arm out in front of us. Come back onto all fours. And onto the other side, right arm underneath the left. And the left arm will just stretch out in front. And arriving back into kneeling here. If you then slide your right leg out in front of you, left foot is into the right thigh, it doesn't matter when, you may want to support that left knee with something. Right arm sliding down the right leg towards the right foot. And left hand will lift up and you're turning your chest up to the ceiling. Take the left hand back down. And now picking up the right left foot, either plant it by the side of the right knee, or else cross it over so it's the opposite side of your right knee. Either way, make sure you keep this right foot active. Hug in the left knee, left hand's coming behind you. Now you can just keep holding that right left knee in, or else you can flop the weight of the arm over the left knee, then take up the palm into twist. Next round of breath here. And arriving back in the center line, two choices here. You're either forklifting this left leg, so hands scoop underneath the shin, and you're lifting up the foot, and you're just kind of rocking it a little bit from side to side. Do keep that foot flexed. Or else, you can bring the left foot into the crook of the right elbow, and the left arm can come around to hug the left knee. And again, you're rocking that knee from side to side, looking to kind of create a right angle with it. If a foot drops down, it's going to be easier on the hip. When you lift the foot up and rotate it to the front of the mat, you're going to feel it much more down there in the glutes. So just go with your own kind of resistance line, a few breaths. Next round of breath. And we'll release out the leg. Now interlacing your fingers around the back of the thigh, hugging the left knee, stretching it out. We'll take one more. And then stretching out the left leg. So right knee is bending. And we're starting bringing the right foot into the left thigh. Do pop something underneath the right knee there. Left hand slides down, left leg towards the left foot. And the right arm is lifting up, a big expansive stretch up through the right arm. Chest turning skyward. Arriving back down and picking up the left knee, either plant it by the side of the right knee, either plant it by the side of the left leg, else cross it over. You're hugging in the right knee, sorry, getting lefts and rights confused. Right hand's behind you. And you can just keep hugging in that right knee, else you can flop the weight of the left arm over it. Coming into twist. And then with your next round of breath, coming into the hip flexing now, hands sliding under the left shin, right shin, right shin it is, and your fork lifting it up. And just working with that, working into the hip flexor. And then you may want to bring the right foot into the crook of the left arm and the right hand around the right knee. And then you can work with the right knee. Again, if you bring the foot, the knee back, it will be softer on the hip. If you bring the knee forward and more into a right angle, so you're kind of fronting the front of the body, it's facing the front of the body, then you're going to feel it more down here. And then with your next round of breath, again, bringing the hands around the back of the thigh, support the back of the thigh, stretching out and back in. Next round of breath, right foot down, in breath, arms floating up. Lift up the spine as much as you can towards the sky. Anchor your sit bones and out breath, folding forward. Arms following the spine. Into forward fold. Hands can come to rest on the feet or either sides of the legs. Going to take another 5 rounds of breath in forward fold. And with your in-breath, start to feel your spine lifting up, each vertebrae to the next. And we'll circle the arms up above the head again. Really lift your spine up. And out breath, hands coming down, arriving back to heart. So hands by the sides of the waist, by the sides of the hips here. Taking your knees up and into the chest, the heels can be slightly lifted. In breath, offer your arms forward. Out breath, out to the sides. In breath, offer your arms forward. Out breath, to the sides. Do put your heels down if you'd like to. But otherwise keep them lifted. Another in breath. Out breath. In breath. Hug your knees in. And then you may want to plant the heels down. Then, with your next round of breath, again lifting the heels, hugging the knees into the chest as you do so. Hug them in as tightly as you can. Draw into your core. In breath, we'll take the arms out in front. Out breath, to the sides. Now in breath, as the arms come out in front, you're going to stretch out your legs. Out breath, to the side, feet come down. In breath. Out breath. One more. In breath. And out breath. Hugging the knees in again. Feet lifted to start with. And then the feet coming down again. Feet coming down, we'll stretch out the legs and take yourself into a forward fold again. Just an easy forward fold for a couple of breaths. Lifting up from that forward fold, you're back into sitting. The knees coming back in, the heels lifting, the arms out in front of you. In breath, the legs can straighten. If that feels too much, do support the back of the thighs there. Out breath, the knees come in. In breath, legs straighten. Out breath, feet back in. Do one or two more. And with your last one, you may just want to hold there for a couple of breaths or so. Keep your shoulders as soft as you can. And when you're ready to, hands coming down, legs slowing. And again, from the waist, hinging forward, and you're arriving into forward fold. Hands to the sides of the body, and bending your knees, arrive on your spine now. Hugging your knees into the chest. And a little bit of gentle rocking from one side over to the other. Now we're going to move in and out of twists now. So you'll drop the knees over to the side of the body, the whole body will follow. Then we'll roll over onto the other side with the knees. Just do that a couple of times, rolling from one side to the other. And then knees coming back to the center line, arms out to either sides now. And then we'll do the same again, arms stretched out either side. And for your last round or so, you may want to take a few breaths either side, allowing yourself to rest and twist each side. Take your knees over to the other side if you haven't done so. And from there, knees back to the center line. You may want to just ease into your lower spine a little bit more, circling or rocking from side to side, whatever feels right. And when you're ready to, feet coming down, arms stretching out either sides. And we'll straighten out the legs either sides to come into lying down. And settling into Shavasana, drawing the contact, body with earth, finding stillness. And relaxing into that stillness. Note when the mind draws you away from being present, whether it's through thoughts, pull of different sensations, feeling tone and emotional tone of the mind. Even when you notice there's a busyness, a sense of creating stories, weaving words. Just noting that function of the mind. Coming back to find comfort again, to feel the breath. taking your time to bring awareness back into the body, the sounds around you, the contact body with earth. When you're ready to move, bringing thumbs over the tops of the fingers and toes from side to side. And keeping your eyes still shut, you bend the knees and roll over to the side of the body. And then finding your way up and into sitting. And arriving in sitting, if you take a comfortable cross-legged or kneeling position, and once there, allowing your eyes to shut. Giving yourself a few breaths, a few moments of space to connect to the flow of your breath, the tide of your energy. And again, greeting your sense of self and greeting the body, vehicle of self. An open gaze, an open heart, as you would greet a friend. And then hands to heart, and closing your practice. Thank you.